In this video we're going to be showing you how to flush the raw water system on your boat's engine, whether it be on stern dries or an inboard diesel engine, so make sure you stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new here, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. On this channel we'll be doing things like news, reviews, how-tos and also some interesting vlogs of our journey with our boat along the river. So we'd love to have you on board, so make sure you click that subscribe and ring the bell. In this video, as I've mentioned, we're going to be talking about how we can flush the raw water system on our Volvo Penta diesel engines. Now we've got a pair of Volvo Penta KAD44 engines, but this process is very similar for most of the Volvo Penta and other diesel engines out there. The process and the theory is the same. What we're going to be doing is creating a circuit and taking the water feed that comes out of the raw water pump, the pump with the impeller. So we've got this circuit which we're then going to run some descaler through, which is going to clear out the heat exchanger, hopefully reduce our temperatures if we're having problems, or just as a really good maintenance step as looking after your boat and its engines. So let's get down and look at exactly the steps we need to take and where we're going to feed these pipes in and pump this descaler through. So what we need to do is we need to take the output from the strainer, and you can tell it's the output from the strainer because you can see there that round plate, that's the water pump itself. So it comes up through the leg, through the water pump, it's drawn up through there, round through this strainer and then back out down that pipe. So this is the one that you want to take off, and that's where we're going to be feeding the pump in or out of. And then on the back of the engine, we want to be taking it from the exhaust elbow. So here's the turbocharger and the exhaust elbow as it comes out the turbocharger, and then the water feed comes from the heat exchanger, up through the heat exchanger, into the exhaust elbow, and then out down into the leg and out into the river. So that's our kind of input and output for our pump circuit that we're going to be pumping around. So here's the hose reducers. We've got obviously standard hose pipe here that we're going to be using, and we obviously then need to step that up to the same diameter as the pipe that we've got going into and out of the engine there. So that's where we're going to use and cut this down to the right diameter to fit those pipes. So this is the stuff, Rydlyme Marine. It's a eco-friendly marine descaler. Non-caustic, so it shouldn't do any damage. We're going to mix it with 50% of this and 50% of water. We need about 10 litres to be able to fill the whole circuit, so I'm going to mix that up in our sump and then just let it run. Right, so I'm all wired up, plumbed up. So on the exhaust elbow there coming out, I would say I've removed it from there. You can see it's pretty grotty there. So I've got one hose pipe fed into there, so that goes in to our little sump here with the pump. I've just put a little zip tie there to hold it in place, and then the other one, which is the return, that's then coming off there, and so I've just put another zip tie just so it stays in this little bucket here, and we're going to fill this up with our water and Rydlyme mix, 50-50 of both, and then let this circulate for 3 or 4 hours. There's our mix. You can see it's a lovely black kind of colour, sort of browny grey colour. That's what it looks like before it goes round. And if we start the pump off, you'll see then the level go down, and make sure obviously we're getting water back through on the feed pipe rather than air. So I'll start that off now, and we'll see what that looks like. There we go. You can see it running now and circulating through the system. You can see a little bit of fizzing there. I don't think ours is actually that bad, but there's a little bit of fizzing you can see there as it's obviously taking the calcium and limescale deposits and dissolving them, and we're just going to leave that running now for about 3 or 4 hours. So by the magic of editing, we'll be coming back and you'll see this obviously as we finish. Right, so this has been running for about 4 hours now, and as you can see the colours changed dramatically, and there's not really any fizzing going on anymore. So I think the active ingredients have stopped working. So I'm going to turn this off now and then re-plumb everything up, start the engines up. Check the face with the water pump and make sure that's nice and cool, and we've got water circulating through, and that's it, all done. Right, well, I don't know if you can hear me over the noise of the engine, but I say you just want to put your hand, the back of your hand and your hand, that should be cold to the touch. But it's beautiful and cold. There's no warmth there at all. It's like a cold bit of metal to feel. Obviously the engine's getting warm, you can feel on top of the thermostat housing that's starting to get warm. This metal plate is beautiful and cool, lovely and cold. So just do be careful if you're down here with the engine's running. Obviously all these belts are wearing away, you don't want to get your fingers in there. So just put your hand on the top of the plate. If you have any problems, you can see I've got a bit of water here. I had to break the seal on this to get the vacuum to clear, and now that's beautiful and cold and pumping water all around the engine.